that's a superficial word, for basically energy at the cell level. That's what we're really looking at. So metabolism is a breakdown, use, and replacement of everything within the human body. We have to remember that at all levels, we're basically energy beings, right? As Paul, one of my mentors, Paul Chek, says, emotions are basically energy in motion, right? We need calories on the physical level for energy and to produce cellular energy. So as Paul used to say, food feeds the physical body, thoughts feed the mental body, and feelings feed the emotional body. So we're energy beings on all levels, however you want to look at it. And in order to sustain life, we must think about our metabolic demands at all times. Are we meeting them every single day, every hour? Are we meeting them at every level of healing? Are we meeting them when we work out, when we're not working out? Do we meet them if we're studying all the time and really cramming for something, or are we using a lot of brain power, etc.? Because if you're not meeting your demands, right, with the supply, the bottom line is the body goes into a stress state. It doesn't matter what you're doing. And that's why a lot of people, when they're in class, if it's not boring, they fall asleep because their blood sugar drops, because your brain's primary source of energy is glucose, and most people don't take in the right ratios of foods or even carbohydrates. The problem is most people today focus on decreasing their energy intake but increasing their energy demand. And we see this all the time with ourselves because everyone thinks the only way to lose weight is to cut calories. That's the only way. And everyone cuts their calories, and most people, and you see it on TV with The Biggest Loser, that you have to work out 8 hours a day and eat 2,000 calories or 1,000 calories. That's the only way you can lose weight. But you're losing weight at the expense of damaging your metabolism. So in the end, when you go eating like a normal human being again, you gain all the weight back, and you create this vicious cycle of yo-yoing. We have to break that cycle, and that's why we kind of done this program, because it's all about modulating stress with food. Because you can eat large quantities of food in the right ratios and still be healthy and lose weight. Now, that's all relative to the person, and that's something through this process you're going to have to figure out. What are your ratios? How do you meet your metabolic demands? The days you work out, do the amount of foods, the frequencies, and ratios change versus the days you don't work out? Is your Saturday, because you're not working, you're not thinking, you're just kind of out having fun doing errands, is what you eat on a Saturday different than what you eat on a Monday? Same thing with your cycle. Do your ratios change in the follicular phase opposed to the luteal phase? And you'll see that a lot in women. You'll see their carb ratios go through the roof typically in the follicular phase, especially when they're